What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cree. Um, all right, this is something that I've really been wanting to talk about for a while now, and I've never had the chance to. So now I'm gonna take this opportunity to address this. Um, Now this is all the hardcore Dragon Ball fans. If you've been with Dragon Ball for a while, if you've been with it from the beginning, um, you know, there are things that we've been taught and we've seen throughout the series that we may have forgotten or overlooked. And I just want to address one of those things. And so if you're just a casual fan, you just got into the hype of it. This probably isn't for you, but if you're interested, just go ahead and stick around. It's pretty analytical video, whatnot. But I just wanted to talk to you guys for a while about this thing that's been bothering me. And it's the damn power scaling. The power scaling. Yes, I am a power scaler. It is something that we have been taught since day one. Something that was of the Z days. It's something that was introduced to us. And it mattered for a good while. And the thing is, people like to argue, oh, it's over with. Just forget about that. Strength is strength. No, strength isn't strength. The power scaling is a thing. Now, here's the all right. Let's first of all start off with how we were introduced to the power scaling. This was back in Dragon Ball Z episode. I believe it was episode 1 when Raditz came through, and Raditz read the power level of Piccolo, and I think it was like 500 or something like that. So in that moment, we were taught that the warriors have a strength, and there is actually a way to measure that strength. So from the gate back in the Dragon Ball days, when somebody was strong, our fighters like Goku and Piccolo and Krillin and everybody, they could already feel when a foe was strong or how strong a foe was. Prime example, when Kid Goku went up against King Piccolo, he knew he was strong, but it didn't matter. He was going to fight his hardest or whatnot, And back when time went by and everybody was at the tournament, they could feel how strong each person was. You feel me? So it was a thing. How strong the fighters was actually a thing. Now, we get further into the series where everybody's learning how. I guess you said our fighters already learned how to read ki, but through Vegeta, we realized it was actually a type of talent to be able to do that. Because the scouters could only provide a number so high, but to naturally feel it would mean that the scouters were irrelevant. It did not take away from the fact that the fighters had a power level. It just meant that there was no longer a need for a device to read that power level, because it was now a natural thing to do so. You feel me? Which played an integral part into the story, because that thing that they used to read the power levels was also what they needed to find the Dragon Balls when they got destroyed. It was harder for them to find them, blah, 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 blah. I digress. Now, further into the story, you guys, like I said, the scouters became irrelevant, and people felt like when that happened, power levels and the power scaling became irrelevant, which was not the case at all. Now, people read the Daizenshu's, and if you go back to back in the day where the older websites had everybody's power levels and each one of the sagas and arcs and things like that, they provided numbers through the Daizenshu's and theoretical numbers at some point. You feel me? But we were always taught that. Now, as a writer and a mangaka, they can only illustrate things in panels, but they have to do it in a way that we can visually perceive things. You feel me? For example, when very strong fighters power up, there are no numbers no more, but we can see how their power-ups interact with their environments, you feel me, as such as like rocks lifting up or mountains cracking and the sky starting to split and things like that. We now visually interpret how strong a fighter is. And it came to a point where the main thing that people forgot about was the damn auras. Now, people are like, that doesn't mean anything. That's just a visualization of the power levels. True. But the thing is, that is what the writer Akira expected us to grow just like the characters did. You feel me? We didn't need numbers anymore because we could see how strong the fighters were. Now there are two prime examples. One is in Z and one is in Super. You feel me? Of how the auras actually matter. You feel me? And how you could read how strong a fighter was compared to another fighter based off of the visualization of the aura that they were putting out, especially when they were powering up to their max, bruh. So, for example, bruh, first of all, I want to let's go to something more recent, you feel me? The recent episode where Vegeta and Goku were powering up to fight Jiren, and you know Vegeta went Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and Goku went Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. You feel me? And before they went into their transformations, they were powering up to the maxes. First example, bruh. If you look side by side, powering up to the max, bro. Go back and watch the episode, but this is just a screenshot from the episode. Look at Goku's aura and look at Vegeta's aura. If you look at Goku's, the one on the right is reaching higher, bro. You see the little flame extending from the top. If you go back and watch the actual episode, bro, Vegeta's does not do that. It keeps that same consistent flame shape, whereas Goku's is actually breaking flame at the top. Now, at one point, once the flame begins to break at the tip, you feel me, it's reaching higher than Vegeta's. Meaning that in this current blue state, you feel me, once they power up to their maxes, Goku is still currently stronger than Vegeta. But then once they reach, you know, their next stages, Goku adding the Kaioken on top of this one, and Vegeta pushing it to the evolution, that's when you have two different aura sets. And you can't really tell who's stronger. It's now a more powerful type aura that they're putting out. Vegeta's gets a denser blue where you add the red on top of Goku's blue. And if you look at it, the blue actually recedes down where the red actually extends beyond the blue part, meaning that power is what's pushing the transformation. You feel me? And another prime example that I want to use this one last, even though it came first, bruh, because you can go back to this episode and you will actually see it. You will see my point, bruh. Look at this. This is when Goku was trying to teach Trunks and Goten the fusion, bruh. So he tells them to power up to their maxes. And you see a visualization, and Trunks does this so brilliantly, bruh. So you see a visualization of their auras, and at first, Trunks' is a little bit more wider than Goten's. And Goku tells Trunks that he needs to lower his. So when he lowers his power, his aura actually recedes and becomes smaller. And this point right here where you see that it went too low and Goten's was a little bit higher than his. And then he tells him to raise it a little bit higher. And so it slowly begins to grow and grow and grow. And at that point, you feel me? That's when it should have began to click that the auras matter. The auras actually dictate how strong a fighter is and how big their power is compared to another one if they're going at it at their max. And usually in a Super Saiyan form, they're always letting out their aura, which we actually addressed. They're utilizing their power in the wrong way by doing that. But at one point, they were always letting out a small aura. It wasn't big when they were fighting, you feel me? Showing that they were using their power at a consistent rate. So like, bruh, and I could go into the comparisons of the aura because as far as we know what transformation goes, when they transform into Super Saiyan, it becomes a standard yellow or gold, if you will. And that plays into something that happened later on in the Super series with Ultra Instinct Goku and Jiren, how their auras were damn near basically the same, and they were trying to tell us that Jiren hadn't achieved Ultra Instinct. I mean, I could rant like a hell on that, bro, but I'm not gonna do it. Bro, just tell us that Jiren had Ultra Instinct and stop bullshitting us. Because it was damn near the same. That goes to the episode when Jiren's power turned the arena red, had the red flames coming out the ground, and Goku's had the same blue flames coming out of the damn ground, bro. And they were trying to tell us that they didn't have Jiren. Just tell us he had Ultra Instincts. They had, bro. They were utilizing the same move sets as far as the punch, the punches be on the sight and all that shit, bro. Just tell us he had Ultra Instinct and be done with it, bro. There was no way that Goku had to push himself to Ultra Instinct to compare to Jiren's power. That means that if Jiren gets a transformation, bro, it's gonna be fucking over. He's the strongest being in existence. I mean, if his race has a transformation, but hypothetically speaking, if he happens to transform and he gets a multiplier, bro, it's donezo because this is just him in his base utilizing his power at its fullest potential, bro. Until they just come out and say he has fucking Ultra Instinct. But I digress, bro. So yeah, if you like the video, give me a like. If not, just dislike, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Let's discuss this. Like I said, I know Dragon Ball's been off the air for a while, but that doesn't mean we can't still talk about it. They're still talking about the new series coming, the same series, but new episodes coming back. They're starting that Galactic Prisoner arc. So yeah, just let me know. Appreciate your time for coming through, and I'll talk to you guys later.